My cherished child, listen closely, for the stirrings within your soul are echoes of eternity, whispers from the very heart of existence calling you deeper. This restlessness you feel, this sense that there is more than the everyday world presence, is not illusion. It is a sacred invitation. It is my voice, calling you to awaken from the slumber of the ordinary and step into the brilliant, unwavering light of your true purpose, a purpose woven into the fabric of your being before time began. Do you sense it, my beloved? The subtle, yet profound shift occurring not just around you, but within you. The world, with its incessant noise, its fleeting triumphs and temporary sorrows, its demands and distractions, it is but a shadow play against the enduring backdrop of my love and the eternal reality I offer. I have spoken to you in the silent majesty of mountains, in the gentle unfolding of a flower, in the vast expanse of a starlit sky, in the quiet moments when your heart searches for meaning. But now my call becomes more insistent, more direct, for a time of transition is drawing near, a time when the transient fades, revealing the everlasting tapestry I have meticulously crafted for you, for all creation. Let not fear find purchase in your heart, my child. This is not a message designed to frighten, but to prepare. My love for you is too vast, too deep, too encompassing, to desire you be caught unawares, clinging to fragile securities that cannot stand, or burdened by anxieties I long to lift from your shoulders. I desire you to be equipped, armored with faith that anchors you, shielded by a hope that illuminates the future, and wielding the sword of truth that cuts through confusion and illusion. So I ask you, with all the tenderness of a creator who cherishes his creation, pause, still the racing thoughts, quiet the external clamor, open your heart not just partially but fully, vulnerably. Allow these words, my words, breathed with love, to penetrate the deepest chambers of your being. Let them be a soothing balm upon old wounds, a guiding light upon your path forward, and an unshakable source of strength as you navigate the uncertainties ahead. If this message resonates within you, if it strikes a chord of recognition, ignites even a flicker of yearning for something deeper, truer, then fan that flame. Let it grow into a radiant light. And do not hoard this light, my child. Share it. Share it with others who may be stumbling in darkness, searching for solace, longing for meaning, unknowingly seeking me. A simple act of sharing, a gentle word imbued with hope, a listening ear offered with compassion, these can be lifelines to souls adrift on turbulent seas. Extend the hope you are finding. Look around you, my child, with eyes opened by awareness. Observe the relentless churn of the world. Empires rise only to crumble. Fortunes are amassed only to be scattered. Fame is sought only to fade like mist in the morning sun. The things that seem so solid, so permanent, inevitably turn to dust. This is the nature of the temporary realm. It is a proving ground, a place of learning, a preparation stage. But it is not the eternal home I have prepared for you, a home built on foundations of everlasting love and peace. The chaos you witness, the confusion that swirls, the endless grasping for more possessions, more status, more fleeting pleasures, these are powerful distractions. They are clever diversions designed by forces that oppose my light to keep your focus anchored to the ephemeral, the illusory. Do not chain your heart to possessions that decay, to relationships built on shifting sands, or to accolades that vanish with the changing winds. These are shadows, unable to satisfy the profound longing I placed within your soul, a longing only I can truly fulfill. Instead, anchor your heart, your trust, your entire being in me. I am the unwavering foundation, the eternal rock, the inexhaustible source of love, peace, and security. When everything else in the world shakes and crumbles, my love for you remains constant, steadfast, an unshakable bedrock upon which you can build a life of meaning and resilience. When the ground feels unstable beneath your feet, know that I am your stability. Again, I say, this is not a call to fear, my beloved. It is a summons to awareness, an invitation to awaken fully from the slumber of complacency and embrace the eternal reality that awaits beyond the veil of this world. When your heart is aligned with mine, filled with trust and yielded to my love, the end of this earthly chapter is not an event to be dreaded, but a glorious transition, a triumphant homecoming to the place where you truly, eternally belong. Take this precious time, my child, to reflect. Examine your life with honesty and courage, illuminated by my truth. Are you investing your energy, your time, your heart in things that possess eternal value? Are you nurturing your soul, cultivating relationships grounded in love and forgiveness, seeking the deep, abiding peace that only I can provide? Now is the time to draw closer to me than ever before. Strengthen the pillars of your faith through prayer and immersion in my word. Trust with unwavering conviction that I will guide you, protect you, and sustain you through whatever lies ahead. Be vigilant, my child. Be observant. The signs are not hidden. They are woven into the very fabric of current events. The unraveling of old structures, the increasing global turmoil, the erosion of compassion and truth in many quarters, these are not random, meaningless occurrences. They signal a shift, the birth pangs of a new era, the consequences of a world that has largely turned away from my loving design and wisdom. Do not be like those who slumber spiritually, oblivious to the approaching dawn of a new reality. Do not allow yourself to be caught unawares, clinging desperately to illusions that are destined to shatter. Stay alert. Keep your heart attuned to my guiding voice, which speaks often in the quiet stillness within. Resist the myriad distractions, both external and internal, that seek to pull you away from the path of truth, the path of love, the path that leads home to me. You have felt it, haven't you? That inner knowing, that subtle yet persistent premonition that something significant, something world-altering, is unfolding. The noise and haste of the world constantly try to lull you into a false sense of security, whispering that things will continue as they always have. But you, my child, are often more sensitive. You feel the subtle shifts in the spiritual atmosphere. You hear the whispers of the Spirit when you choose to listen. This message is reaching you now for a divine reason. Your encounter with these words is not accidental. It is a divine appointment, a moment orchestrated by my infinite love and foreknowledge to awaken you more fully, to prepare your heart, and to empower you for the times ahead and for the glorious eternity beyond. Do not let this moment slip away unheeded. Do not dismiss it as mere coincidence, wishful thinking, or fanciful imagination. This is a genuine call to action, a call to rise above the mundane anxieties and fleeting pursuits of the world and embrace the extraordinary destiny I have prepared for you. It is a call to live with eternal significance. Even as the foundations of the world seem to tremble, my promise to you remains eternally steadfast. I will never leave you nor forsake you. When storms of life rage, when challenges arise, when the ground beneath your feet feels unstable and uncertain, I am your anchor. I am your firm foundation. I am your unwavering, inexhaustible source of strength, peace, and wisdom. Cling to me. I understand your questions, your doubts, the fears that can creep into the human heart. It is natural to wonder why things must change, why endings must come. But understand, my child, endings are not always tragedies. Often, they are the necessary precursors to new beginnings, the gateways to transformations far more glorious than your current perspective can fully grasp. Trust the process, for I am the author of it. Trust me, my beloved child, for I hold the keys to your future, a future brimming with hope, infused with joy, and established in everlasting peace. This is not a promise of a life devoid of challenges, for challenges refine character and deepen faith. But it is an unbreakable promise of my constant guiding presence, protecting you, empowering you, and walking beside you every single step of the way. You are never, ever alone on this journey. The clock of this age is ticking, my beloved. The time you have been given in this earthly vessel is a precious, sacred gift, an opportunity to prepare your heart, align your life with my eternal purpose, and store up treasures that will last forever. Do not squander this irreplaceable gift on fleeting pleasures that leave you empty, on meaningless pursuits that distract from your true calling, or on the accumulation of material things that will ultimately fade and cannot accompany you into eternity. Instead, focus your heart, your mind, and your actions on what truly matters, on what possesses eternal weight. Love, my love flowing through you to others. Kindness reflecting my own tender heart. Forgiveness releasing others and yourself into my grace. Compassion feeling with and acting for those who suffer. And above all, cultivating a deep, personal, abiding relationship with me, your Creator, your Father, your friend. These are the true treasures, the qualities of the soul that will endure, shining brightly even amidst the darkest of times and lasting for all eternity. If the end of this particular chapter of existence is drawing near, does it not make perfect sense to release the burdens that hold you back? Why cling tightly to old grudges that poison your spirit? Why harbor bitterness that corrodes your peace? Why carry the heavy weight of regrets when my forgiveness is freely offered? Why chase after worldly illusions, money, fame, possessions, power, that promise fulfillment but ultimately disappoint and vanish? None of these can cross the threshold into eternity. They are temporary tools or potential distractions, not the substance of true, lasting riches. Instead, focus diligently on cultivating the virtues that reflect my divine nature, the fruits born of my spirit dwelling within you. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. These are the qualities that mature your soul, the hallmarks of a life lived in alignment with me. These are the treasures that endure, the currency of my kingdom, the qualities that will shine with brilliance in the age to come. My dear one, let the light of this message illuminate your path forward. Let it dispel confusion and fear. And then share this light. Share it gently, humbly, lovingly with those around you who are searching for hope in a world that often feels hopeless, searching for meaning amidst the chaos, searching for a connection to something, to someone greater than themselves. Your simple act of sharing, prompted by love, could be the very spark that ignites their faith, the signpost that points them toward me, toward the love and peace they desperately seek. Now is the time for intentional action, my child. If my spirit reveals areas in your life that need correction, that are out of alignment with my ways, address them now, with courage and reliance on my strength. If there are relationships fractured by hurt or misunderstanding that need healing, reach out with humility and extend the hand of forgiveness or reconciliation. If there are apologies you know you need to make, humbling yourself to restore peace, do so without delay. Do not wait for a perfect moment or for tomorrow is never guaranteed in this earthly realm. Every moment you delay addressing what my spirit prompts you to address is a moment lost, a moment that could have been used to bring healing, restoration, reconciliation, and deeper peace into your life and the lives of others. Seize this present opportunity to make things right with yourself, with others, and most importantly, with me. Clear the path for my blessings to flow freely. You are not created solely for this temporary world, my child. Your time here, though significant, is but a fleeting breath compared to the vast, unending expanse of eternity that awaits you. Yet, so many live as though this brief lifespan is all there is, pouring all their energy, all their hopes, all their dreams into pursuits that will ultimately vanish like smoke, leaving nothing of lasting value. I desire for you to live with eternity constantly in view. Let this eternal perspective shape your choices, guide your actions, temper your words. Consider every decision in light of its eternal consequences. Are you living in a way that reflects your divine origin and purpose? Are you investing in treasures stored in heaven, acts of love, kindness, faith, obedience? Or are you clinging desperately to the fleeting, temporary things of this earth? Precious one, created in my image, you are inherently worthy of profound joy, divine inspiration, and a life overflowing with purpose and meaning. This is not something you earn. It is your birthright as my child. Join me fully on this journey. Embrace this message. Let it be a constant reminder of my unwavering love and my persistent call upon your life. Let your heart continue to blossom with each word of truth, with each revelation of my character, with each step you intentionally take closer to me. My dear child, I desire you to be ready, not just ready for the conclusion of this current age, but radiantly ready for the glorious beginning of the eternal life I have meticulously prepared for you. A life utterly free from pain, sorrow, sickness, and fear. A life where you are fully known, unconditionally loved, and completely immersed in the brilliant, breathtaking light of my immediate presence. A homecoming unlike any other. Take these words deep into your heart, my beloved. Let them be your compass, your comfort, your anchor, and your source of unwavering strength in the days, weeks, and years ahead. Remember, you are never alone. I am with you always, walking beside you, within you through my spirit, guiding your steps, offering wisdom, and providing strength for every challenge. When the final chapter of this world's current story is written, I will be there, waiting with open arms to welcome you into my loving embrace, to unveil the breathtaking beauty and wonder of eternity. A realm of existence so magnificent, so joyful, so peaceful, that it surpasses your wildest dreams and highest imaginations. You may have encountered messages similar to this before, perhaps dismissed them or put them aside for later. But this time, I urge you, with all the love in my heart, to take it with utmost seriousness. Consider this your personal wake-up call, my earnest, loving plea reaching out specifically to you, right now, to awaken you fully to the reality of the times and the importance of spiritual preparation. You are encountering these words now for a profound reason. This moment was ordained, known by me long before you were born. It is no coincidence that you find yourself reading or hearing this. I am speaking directly to your heart, bypassing the noise of the world, and I need you to listen, truly listen with the ears of your spirit, and respond with faith and action. There is truly no time to waste on trivialities or procrastination regarding matters of the soul. If you have been postponing spiritual growth, delaying changes you know are needed, ignoring the gentle nudges of my spirit, or living as though time is infinite and consequences negligible, that pattern needs to cease now. Today is the day of salvation, the day of decision, the day of drawing near. You are ready, my child, because my strength is made perfect in your weakness. Surrender your heart, your will, your future entirely to me. Let me lead you step by step. Let me prepare your spirit. Let me equip you with everything you need for the journey ahead and the transition to come. The culmination of this age is approaching, but for those whose hearts are aligned with mine, it does not have to be a time of fear or dread. When you are prepared, resting in my love, trusting in my plan, it will be a time of immense joy, profound fulfillment, and glorious transition into everlasting life. Consider this, my beloved, potentially my final, most direct plea to your heart in this manner. I have spoken to you in countless ways throughout your life, through the breathtaking beauty of creation proclaiming my glory, through the quiet whispers of your conscience guiding you towards right, through the challenges that have stretched your faith, through the loving words of others reflecting my grace. Now I am speaking clearly through this message. Do not turn away. Do not harden your heart. Do not ignore my voice calling you into deeper relationship and readiness. I am reaching out to you with the fullness of my infinite love, asking you, pleading with you to prepare, to trust completely, and to be ready. My deepest desire is to spend eternity with you, my cherished child, in the fullness of joy and fellowship. But the choice ultimately rests with you. Will you heed my call? Will you take the necessary actions? Will you prepare your heart before the door to this age closes? To all who resonate with this call, my beloved in Christ, your love, your faithfulness, your willingness to walk in my ways inspires the continued sharing of my truth in a world desperately needing it. Consider supporting the missions and messengers who carry this hope, whether through simple acts of kindness that ripple outwards, through your prayers that move mountains, or through small gifts that enable the work to continue. Your generosity, flowing from a grateful heart, helps bring light and hope to countless others. I see every act of love done in my name, and I am eternally grateful for your partnership in this sacred work of redemption and restoration. My cherished child, even amidst the swirling currents of the world, I come to you now offering my peace. Not the fragile peace the world offers, which is merely the absence of conflict, but my peace, a deep, abiding tranquility that surpasses all human understanding, a peace that calms the fiercest inner storm and quiets every trembling fear. My love for you is the source of this peace, boundless, unwavering, eternally present, surrounding you like the very air you breathe. Do not be afraid, my beloved, whatever you may be facing. I am here. I am here to restore what has been broken, to heal the wounds that ache within your soul, to cradle your precious heart in my loving, protective embrace. Let these sacred words, breathed by my spirit, be a soothing balm upon your spirit, a source of profound comfort, and a catalyst for renewed hope, no matter your circumstances. Know this, I stand as your divine guardian. I am actively breaking down the barriers, internal and external, that seem to stand in your way. I am clearing the path before you, making crooked ways straight, and shielding you from harm seen and unseen. Yes, challenges will inevitably arise in this fallen world. They are opportunities for growth and demonstrations of my power. But remain steadfast, rooted deeply in your faith in me, your unwavering devotion, your trust in my goodness even when you cannot see the outcome, will be your victory. Through faith, planted like a seed and nurtured by my grace, you will rise above every obstacle. You will discover reservoirs of strength within you that you never knew existed, strength that comes directly from me. By my divine essence, the very source of eternal life and all power, I am continually pouring my love, my strength, my wisdom into the very core of your being. Feel my celestial touch upon your spirit right now. It purifies, it revitalizes, it bathes you in an endless cascade of grace. Sense the profound shift occurring within you as I strengthen your spirit, uplift your emotions where they have been downcast, and fortify your beliefs against doubt and despair. My very presence flows through you like a river of life, illuminating every shadow of darkness, dispelling every cloud of doubt, and planting tenacious seeds of hope in the fertile ground of your yielded soul. Find deep solace and rest in my everlasting embrace, for my presence is always with you, my promises are never broken, and my love for you endures forever and ever. Nothing can separate you from my love. Walk forward from this moment with unwavering confidence, my child, for I am your divine guide, actively working to transform every aspect of your existence for your ultimate good and my glory. Keep your eyes open to witness the miracles, large and small, that I will perform in your life as you trust and obey me. My word, the sacred scriptures breathed out by my spirit, is life itself. It is a heavenly current flowing directly from my heart to yours, infusing your soul with divine nourishment and your spirit with vibrant vitality. Every word I speak, whether through scripture, through the gentle nudge of my spirit, or through the wise counsel of godly messengers, is charged with purpose and power. These words sow seeds of hope, truth, and transformation in the deepest levels of your being. These seeds, when watered by faith and nurtured by my constant love, blossom into abundant gifts. They have the power to transform your character, refining away the dross and bringing forth the gold. They renew your mind, replacing anxious thoughts with my truth. They align your desires with my perfect, loving will for your life. As you embrace and internalize my word, you are literally being reshaped at your core, your mind filled with enduring truth, your future illuminated with unshakable hope and boundless possibility. Journey consciously with me, my beloved, hand in hand, heart to heart, and your days will progressively shine with a radiant light that darkness cannot extinguish. Every step of faith you take, even the smallest, tremulous step, will reveal new wonders of my grace, deepen the meaning of your existence, and draw you closer into the intimacy you were created for. Even amidst challenges and trials, know that my overarching purpose and my empowering grace will always prevail. orchestrating every detail, even those that seem random or painful, for your ultimate good and my eternal plan. Precious one, remember the power you carry within you through my Spirit, the power to uplift, encourage, and bring hope. Share these words of life, this message of my love and peace, with someone you know who is searching, someone who needs a reason to believe again, someone longing for a glimmer of hope in their personal darkness. Be my hands, my feet, my voice of comfort in their lives. Understand that I am continually, actively crafting a perfect plan for your life. This is not a rigid blueprint that ignores your choices, but a dynamic, loving guidance towards a place of profound peace, deep fulfillment, and abundant, overflowing joy. Every detail, every relationship, every challenge, every victory is meticulously woven into the grand tapestry of my divine decree, designed ultimately to bring about the goodness, the wholeness, the flourishing I have promised to those who love me and are called according to my purpose. Now, my child, hear this call. Step fully out of the shadows where the world or past hurts or your own fears have tried to confine you. Do not allow fear, doubt, shame, or the critical voices of others or the echo of them within you to dim the brilliant, unique light I have placed within your soul. The light of my presence dwelling in you is undeniable, meant to shine brightly as a beacon of hope, authenticity, and my love for all the world to see. Do not hide it. Let your life, your words, your actions, your responses, your very demeanor be a living testament to my transforming love. Let it naturally draw others towards me, not through condemnation, but through compassion, integrity, and unwavering faith lived out authentically. By my Spirit dwelling within you, I will lift you into an extraordinary realm of faith and experience, a place where my power flows freely through you, and my tangible presence becomes your greatest treasure, your deepest satisfaction. This is a realm where miracles are not exceptions, but expectations for those who walk closely with me. It's a place where the impossible bends to faith, where mountains move, where the ordinary, mundane aspects of life are infused with extraordinary significance and divine purpose. As you walk intentionally with me, day by day, moment by moment, I will guide you with precision, nurture your spiritual growth, and enable you to flourish abundantly in every area of your life: spirit, soul, and body, relationships, work, and calling. With my words spoken through Scripture and my Spirit, I impart deep wisdom, grounding your decisions in righteousness and clarity. When confusion surrounds you, seek me, and you will find insight. When fear threatens to paralyze you, turn to me, and you will find courage. When you feel weak and weary, lean on me, and you will find inexhaustible strength. Do not be afraid, my precious child, for I am with you every single step of the way. My constant presence is your comfort, your guide, your protection, and your unwavering source of strength. Embrace me fully, surrender your anxieties, and find true, deep rest for your weary soul in my loving arms. Let my Spirit continually lift your thoughts above the temporal worries and immerse you in my boundless joy and peace. I am actively leading you toward a realm of indescribable peace, profound purpose, and lasting fulfillment, far beyond anything you could engineer or imagine on your own. Together, you and I, we will step into the glorious fullness of my promises for your life. Delve ever deeper into the vast ocean of my love, and allow yourself to witness the heights of my glory revealed in and through you. Dearest heart, remember the power of simple kindness. Let it flow freely from you today. Share these words, or perhaps your own testimony of my goodness, with someone who is waiting for a sign to keep going, someone needing a beacon of hope in their hour of need. Be that beacon. I am always with you, my child, more intimately present than the very air you breathe. I observe your journey with loving eyes. I gently guide your steps when you seek my direction, and I delight, truly delight, in every single moment you consciously draw closer to me, opening your heart to my love. Let my words sink deep into the soil of your heart and echo in the chambers of your soul. Do not rush past this moment of connection. Linger here. Rest consciously in my presence, for it is here, in communion with me, that you will find the unshakable peace and unwavering confidence you need to face whatever lies ahead with grace and strength. Remember always, my love for you knows no bounds, no limits, no conditions, and my plans for you are inherently noble, good, and designed for your flourishing. Watch with expectant faith how I turn every trial into a triumph for my kingdom and your character, every sorrow into a deeper capacity for joy, and every obstacle into a powerful testimony of my redeeming power and faithfulness. You are my masterpiece, my child, intricately crafted with utmost care, boundless love, and divine purpose. Before the foundations of the world were laid, before stars were flung into the cosmos, I knew you. I chose you. I called you by name. I spoke your unique existence into being with loving intention. You are not an accident, my beloved. Your life is not random. You are intentional, desired, created with love and for love, called into existence for this specific time in history. Recognize your inherent worth, rooted not in your accomplishments or others' opinions, but in the fact that you are mine. No force in creation, no power of darkness, no challenging circumstance, no human failing can strip away the spiritual gifts I have ordained for you or separate you definitively from the path of purpose I have lovingly set before you. Though you have the free will to wander, stay close to me. You are my living work of art, shaped by my loving hands. Every detail of your being, your personality, your passions, your sensitivities, reflecting the depth of my affection and the uniqueness of my design for you. Embrace this profound truth deep within your soul, my child. You are deeply loved, infinitely valued, and meticulously cared for in ways that often go beyond your current understanding. Before you drew your first breath, I had already begun writing the intricate story of your life. Every moment, every experience, whether filled with radiant joy or shadowed by painful challenge, has a purpose within my grand, overarching design. Each step you take, each choice you make, is noted, significant, and guided by my loving will when you yield to me. Even your struggles, the times you feel weak or broken, serve a higher purpose. They are not signs of my disapproval, but opportunities for my grace to be magnified. They shape you, refine your character like fire refines gold, prune away what hinders growth, and ultimately draw you closer into dependence on me, which is where true strength lies. Trust that I am expertly working all things together for your ultimate good, even when the immediate picture is confusing or painful. You see the individual threads. I see the magnificent tapestry. I see the incredible potential and divine greatness dwelling within you, much of it yet to be fully revealed and realized. I know your heart intimately, your deepest dreams, your unspoken fears, your hidden victories, your painful failures, and none of these diminish my unconditional love for you, not one bit. Therefore, I invite you continually to accept my complete forgiveness, a divine gift purchased at an infinite cost, a gift you could never earn or deserve, offered freely out of my boundless grace. Release the heavy burdens of guilt and regret that weigh you down, my child. Lay them at the foot of the cross. Embrace this new chance, this present moment to rise, to be renewed, to be transformed by the relentless, empowering presence of my grace. I am the God of fresh starts, the eternal source of boundless possibilities, the very essence of unrelenting hope. With me by your side, dwelling within you by my spirit, every broken dream can be rebuilt upon a stronger foundation, every painful journey redeemed and repurposed for good. Your past does not define or confine you. Rather, it has prepared you, equipping you with wisdom and resilience for the remarkable future that awaits as you walk in my ways. So rise up, my child. Shake off the dust of yesterday's failures or sorrows. Dare to imagine a new beginning, filled with my presence and power. Let me infuse your life with renewed spiritual vigor. Let me reignite the divine passion and purpose I placed within your heart from the beginning. My promises are sure, they never fail. I am steadfastly at your side, guiding you through uncharted territory, celebrating every victory, no matter how small with you, and providing profound comfort and strength in every trial. I delight, as a loving father delights in his child's growth, in watching you rise, stumble, get back up, and progressively embrace the fullness of the potential I've woven into your being. Remember always, especially when you feel alone or overwhelmed, that I am near. I am here, offering unwavering support, surrounding you with my palpable peace, if you will quiet yourself to receive it, and empowering you to overcome every obstacle that stands in the way of my perfect will for you. Embrace the road ahead with courage and expectant faith, my beloved. It truly brims with wonders awaiting your discovery, with countless opportunities to reflect my light and love, and with the unwavering promise of a life lived in deep alignment with my loving will, the only path to true and lasting fulfillment. My beloved child, I want you to grasp more deeply that your life is not merely a random sequence of disconnected events. It is a carefully, lovingly woven tapestry, designed with intricate detail and profound, divine purpose. Each thread, each vibrant color, even each seemingly tangled knot represents a moment, an experience, a relationship, a lesson learned, all contributing to the overall beauty, strength, and meaning of the whole fabric of your life. You may not always perceive the emerging pattern, especially when your focus is narrowed by a difficult thread, a challenging circumstance, or a moment shrouded in uncertainty. That is understandable, but I, the master weaver, see the complete, magnificent design from beginning to end. I know precisely how each thread connects, how each color complements the others, how each knot, representing a trial overcome, actually strengthens the integrity of the fabric. Trust in my craftsmanship, my child. Trust in my wisdom and my unfailing love. I'm not making mistakes in your life, even when things feel chaotic or painful. I am not leaving anything essential to mere chance. Every experience, whether drenched in sunlight or shadowed by sorrow, is intentionally permitted and woven into the tapestry of your life. Its purpose is to shape you, to mold your character into the image of Christ, to deepen your reliance on me, and ultimately to prepare you for the glorious, eternal destiny I have planned for you since before time began. Do not judge the entire tapestry by examining only a single, perhaps dark or tangled, thread, or even by focusing on one small section. I invite you to step back periodically, and with the eyes of faith, try to perceive the larger picture, the unfolding beauty, the intricate, purposeful design that is your unique and precious life story, authored by me. The dark threads, the knots, the stitches that seem imperfect from your limited viewpoint, these are not flaws to be despised or hidden. They are essential, integral elements of the grand design. They add depth, texture, resilience, and crucial contrast to the overall beauty. They represent the challenges faced, the trials endured, the setbacks overcome. They serve to highlight the brilliance of the brighter threads, the moments of joy, triumph, grace, and connection. They make the story richer, more meaningful. Therefore, embrace every thread, my child, for each one is necessary in my perfect plan. Each contributes uniquely to the richness and complexity of your life's tapestry. Each thread, ultimately, is a testament to my sovereign wisdom, my refining fire, my enduring love, and my unwavering commitment to your eternal well-being and conformity to the image of my Son. And as the tapestry of your life continues to unfold, day by day, year by year, you will begin to see the intricate pattern more clearly. You will gain understanding, seeing how seemingly disconnected events were actually profoundly interconnected. You will recognize how the challenges you faced, leaning on me, equipped you for the opportunities that followed. You will appreciate how the periods of darkness you endured, clinging to my light, made the subsequent light shine even more brilliantly in your life and through your testimony. My precious child, I know intimately that the journey of faith in this world is not always easy. There will be stretches of the path that feel arduous, steep, and rocky. There will be times when you feel weary to the bone, deeply discouraged, perhaps even tempted to abandon the path I have set before you. But in those moments, I urge you, persevere. Do not lose heart. Do not turn back. Do not abandon the sacred path that leads to life, peace, and eternal glory. Perseverance, my child, is not merely about passively enduring hardship. It is about actively, intentionally pressing forward, fueled by faith and unwavering determination, with your eyes fixed firmly on the ultimate goal, me, and the eternal reward I promise. It is about refusing to be defined or defeated by obstacles, setbacks, disappointments, or the discouraging voices of others. It is about clinging tenaciously to my promises found in my word, even and especially when the way forward seems shrouded in mist and you cannot see the next step clearly. Remember this: the greatest achievements in the spiritual life, the deepest levels of intimacy with me, the most profound impacts for my kingdom, are rarely accomplished without steadfast perseverance. Consider the natural world. The most beautiful flowers often bloom courageously in the harshest, most unlikely environments. The strongest, most resilient trees are those that have weathered the fiercest storms, their roots growing deeper in the process. And similarly, the most spiritually mature and resilient souls are often those who have, by my grace, overcome the greatest challenges and persevered through the most difficult trials. You are never alone in this journey of perseverance, my child. That is a promise sealed in my very nature. I am with you always. I walk beside you. My spirit dwells within you. I will strengthen you when you feel weak and depleted. I will whisper encouragement to your soul when you feel discouraged. I will provide divine guidance when you feel lost or confused. You need only to turn to me, listen, and trust. Draw sustaining strength from my word, the Bible, which is a lamp illuminating your immediate steps and a radiant light revealing the path ahead. Draw supernatural strength from prayer, your direct, intimate connection to my infinite power and wisdom. Pour out your heart to me. Draw strength and encouragement from the fellowship of other believers, your brothers and sisters in Christ, who can offer vital support, loving encouragement, practical help, and gentle accountability. Do not isolate yourself, and remember the inspiring examples of those faithful souls who have gone before you, recorded in Scripture and throughout history, men and women who persevered through immense trials, persecution, and hardship, emerging victorious through faith. Their stories are a powerful testament to the reality of my sustaining power, the critical importance of endurance, and the ultimate, inevitable triumph of my light and my kingdom over darkness and evil. Do not be paralyzed by the fear of stumbling or failing, my child. Every human being stumbles at some point on this earthly journey. It is part of the learning process. The key is not to avoid stumbling altogether, but to get back up quickly, empowered by my grace, to learn from the experience, to receive my forgiveness freely, and to keep moving forward, pressing toward the mark. With each step you take after rising, you are growing stronger, wiser, more compassionate, and more resilient in me. My beloved, I desire for you to understand more fully the profound, life-altering, and transformative power of my grace. Grace is not a theological concept to be merely debated. It is a divine reality to be experienced. It is not something you can ever earn through good works, achieve through strenuous effort, or deserve based on your own merit. It is a freely given, unmerited gift, flowing directly from the depths of my unconditional, infinite love for you. Grace is my unearned favor poured out upon you. It is my divine assistance available to you in every situation. It is my empowering presence living within you through my Holy Spirit. Grace is the supernatural power that enables you to overcome sin's pull, to resist temptation's lure, to forgive the unforgivable, and to live a life that genuinely pleases me and reflects my character to the world. However, understand clearly, my child, grace is not a license to sin. It is not an excuse for spiritual complacency or for taking my boundless love and costly sacrifice for granted. On the contrary, true understanding and reception of my grace should inevitably lead to a life overflowing with gratitude, expressed through willing obedience, born of love, not fear, and a sincere desire for increasing holiness, becoming more like me in thought, word, and deed. Embrace my grace fully, my child. Receive it continually with open arms and an open, yielded heart. Allow it to flow through every part of your being like a cleansing, healing river, transforming you profoundly from the inside out. Let grace be the unshakable foundation of your faith, the inexhaustible source of your daily strength, the driving motivation for your service to others, and the atmosphere in which you live and breathe. Grace is not a one-time deposit made at conversion. It is a continuous, moment-by-moment flow from my throne. It is abundantly available to you every second of every day. When you feel weak, my grace is sufficient to strengthen you. When you face temptation, my grace is your impenetrable shield. When you feel discouraged or heartbroken, my grace is your comforting balm. When you have failed, my grace is your restoration. Do not attempt to live this Christian life in your own limited strength, my child. You will inevitably falter and become weary. Instead, learn to consciously rely on my limitless grace in every situation. Trust completely in my supernatural power working in and through you. Surrender your struggles, your weaknesses, your very will to me, and then watch with awe and gratitude as I take your surrendered life and transform it into something truly extraordinary, something beautiful for my glory. My grace knows no limits, my child. It is abundant, overflowing, infinitely available to all who humbly call upon my name in faith. Do not ever hesitate to ask for it. Do not doubt its availability. Receive it freely, gratefully. And then let it overflow from you, becoming a channel of my grace to others in your life. My precious child, flowing naturally from an understanding of my grace, is the call to a life of complete surrender. Surrender in my kingdom is not about defeated resignation. It is about willingly, lovingly giving over. It is about consciously relinquishing your tight-fisted control over your life, your plans, your desires, your timeline, your very self, and placing it all trustingly into my infinitely capable and loving hands. Surrender is not a sign of weakness, as the world might perceive it. It is, in truth, the ultimate sign of spiritual strength and wisdom. It takes immense courage to let go of your own cherished plans, your deeply ingrained desires, your carefully constructed ambitions, and to trust with unwavering faith that I genuinely have a better, higher, more fulfilling plan for your life than you could ever devise on your own. Furthermore, surrender is not merely a one-time event at the beginning of your faith journey. It is a daily, sometimes moment-by-moment practice. It is the conscious, ongoing decision to choose my revealed will over your own conflicting desires, to trust my infinite wisdom over your limited human understanding, and to follow my gentle leading through my word and my spirit, even and especially when you cannot see the path ahead clearly or understand the why behind my instructions. When you truly surrender your life entirely to me, my child, you are not losing anything of genuine, lasting value. In reality, you are gaining everything that truly matters. You are gaining access to my profound peace that guards your heart and mind. You are opening yourself to my enduring joy that circumstances cannot steal. You are discovering my divine purpose that gives meaning to your existence. You are stepping into a realm of spiritual fulfillment that the world can neither offer nor comprehend. So, surrender your fears, those paralyzing what-ifs, into my hands. Surrender your doubts that whisper lies about my goodness or power. Surrender your anxieties about the future, about provision, about acceptance. Surrender your past hurts and failures, receiving my healing and forgiveness. Surrender your present challenges and uncertainties. Surrender your future hopes and dreams, trusting me to shape them according to my perfect will. Surrender your relationships, your finances, your career, your health. Surrender everything to me without reservation. And trust me, I will lovingly take care of it all, working it together for your eternal good. I may not always give you exactly what you want in the moment, my child, because my perspective is eternal and yours is often limited. But I promise I will always give you exactly what you need for your spiritual growth and ultimate well-being. I will guide you faithfully. I will protect you fiercely. I will provide for you sufficiently, and I will lead you, step by surrendered step, into a life far richer, deeper, and more gloriously significant than anything you could ever orchestrate or imagine on your own. Do not be afraid to surrender, my precious child. I am utterly trustworthy. My faithfulness is unwavering. My goodness is infinite. My love for you is unconditional and everlasting. I have promised, and I cannot lie, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Trust me enough to let go. My beloved, I see you. I know the hidden landscape of your heart. I know that you, like all my children in this fallen world, have experienced brokenness in your life. You have been hurt, wounded deeply by the actions or words of others, or perhaps by your own choices. You have known disappointment that shattered expectations, betrayal that fractured trust. At times, you may feel shattered yourself, fragmented, incomplete, damaged beyond repair. But I want you to hear this truth deep within your spirit. Brokenness is not the end of your story, my child. In my kingdom, it is often the necessary beginning of something new, something more beautiful. It is precisely through the cracks of your brokenness that my light can shine most brightly into your life, and then outwards to others. It is often in the humbling acknowledgement of your brokenness that my amazing grace can be most fully experienced and appreciated. Do not despise your brokenness, my child. Do not try to hide it away in shame or pretend that the cracks and scars do not exist. That only hinders the healing process. Instead, I invite you tenderly to bring your broken pieces, all of them, even the ones you deem ugly or unforgivable, directly to me. Allow me, the master healer, to gently mend your wounds, to restore your fragmented soul, to cleanse your stained conscience, and to make you whole again in a way that only I can. Remember my promise. It is in your weakness, acknowledged and surrendered to me, that my strength is made perfect, demonstrated most powerfully. It is in your vulnerability, when you stop pretending to have it all together, that my divine power can flow most freely and effectively. It is through your healed brokenness, offered back to me in service, that my glory can shine most radiantly, offering hope to other broken souls. The world may view brokenness as a flaw, a sign of failure, something to be concealed or overcome through sheer willpower. But I see it differently. I see it as a profound opportunity, an opportunity for me to demonstrate my boundless love, my transforming grace, and my incredible power to redeem, restore, and make all things new. I am the master potter, and you are the precious clay, my child. Trust me. I can take the seemingly shattered pieces of your life, the fragments left by pain and sin, and skillfully, lovingly mold them into something breathtakingly beautiful, something entirely new, something uniquely designed to reflect my glory and serve my purposes in the world. Therefore, do not be ashamed of your scars, my child. They are not symbols of defeat. They are powerful testimonies to your resilience, your God-given strength, and your ability, through my grace, to overcome adversity. They serve as reminders to you and to others that you have walked through the refining fire and emerged, not unscathed perhaps, but stronger, wiser, more compassionate, and eternally stamped with my redeeming love. Wear them as badges of my grace. My precious child, as you bring your brokenness to me, understand that true healing often involves acknowledging and grieving the wounds of the past, especially those inflicted during your formative years. Many of you carry deep hurts from childhood experiences of neglect, harsh criticism, intimidation, humiliation, or the profound pain of not feeling seen, understood, or protected by those who should have cherished you most. It is not wrong, my child. It is necessary to acknowledge the pain of these losses and injustices. Sometimes, this involves allowing yourself to feel a righteous anger, not a destructive rage that harms, but a holy anger, a complaint brought before me about the ways you were mistreated or abandoned. You have a right to grieve the absence of safe guidance, the lack of protection, the unfairness, the betrayal of trust you experienced, perhaps on countless occasions. You needed someone to champion you, to believe in you, to provide a secure haven, and that need was often unmet. This grieving, this expressing of righteous anger towards the past injustice and its ongoing effects within you, is a vital part of healing. It is not about seeking revenge or harboring bitterness indefinitely. It is about acknowledging the truth of what happened and validating the legitimate pain it caused. Often, the most damaging effect of past wounds is the critical voice you internalized, that harsh, condemning inner narrative that echoes the disapproval or cruelty of past figures. This accusing voice within constantly whispers lies about your worthlessness, your inadequacy, your unlovability. Expressing your righteous anger towards the original hurts and towards this internalized critic is a powerful way to stop turning that anger inward against yourself in the form of shame, self-hatred, or depression. When that inner voice attacks, you can learn with my help to rise up internally and say, "No, that is a lie from the past. That is not who God says I am. Be silent." This act of internal boundary setting reclaims your God-given instinct for self-protection and redirects the anger towards the true source of the wound, the past injustice and the internalized lie, rather than destructively towards yourself or inappropriately towards innocent others in the present. You can do this grieving work privately in your thoughts, in journaling your prayers to me, or sometimes with a trusted, compassionate friend or wise counselor who can bear witness to your pain without judgment. The key is targeting the internalized echo of the past, liberating yourself from its tyranny. Confronting past abusers directly may sometimes be necessary if the abuse is ongoing, but often, the primary battle is waged within your own heart and mind against those internalized patterns of self-condemnation. This righteous anger, channeled constructively, rescues you from the toxic shame that binds so many of my children. Shame makes you believe you are inherently flawed because of how you were treated. Righteous anger, brought to me, correctly identifies the wrongness of the treatment and places the responsibility where it belongs. It fuels your motivation to establish healthy inner boundaries, refusing to allow that critical voice to dominate your thoughts and emotions any longer. Furthermore, this process helps rescue you from the feelings of helpless powerlessness that can overwhelm you when painful memories resurface. Those moments you feel pulled back into old pain. Acknowledging your righteous anger reminds your spirit that you are no longer that helpless child. You are an adult, dwelling in my strength, capable of setting boundaries, speaking truth, and protecting your heart with my help. As you practice this, fear begins to lose its grip. Your God-given instinct for self-preservation, perhaps dormant for years, reawakens and strengthens. You develop a clearer sense of healthy boundaries, knowing what is acceptable treatment from others, and crucially, refusing to tolerate abuse from that inner critic. This paves the way for replacing the lies with my truth, the truth of your inherent worth, my unconditional love, and your capacity for healthy, loving relationships. This journey dissolves destructive patterns. When you haven't grieved and processed the anger related to past betrayals or mistreatment, you may unconsciously find yourself drawn to situations or people who repeat those painful dynamics. You might tolerate disrespect or manipulation because it feels sadly familiar. But as you reclaim your righteous anger against the original wound, you become empowered to recognize and reject similar patterns in the present. Think of a child who was constantly silenced, whose no was never respected. As an adult, they might struggle to protest inappropriate behavior, feeling frozen or obligated to comply, perhaps later blaming themselves. But through grieving the original powerlessness and embracing righteous anger at the violation, they can find the strength, like the woman who finally told her intrusive colleague, "Please stop. I don't like that," reclaiming her dignity and safety. This is my desire for you, freedom from repeating cycles of pain. It is a process, my child, requiring patience and my grace, but it leads to profound liberation and healthier connections. My beloved, just as I desire healing for your individual wounds, I deeply desire healing and restoration in your relationships. Understand this. Conflict and periods of disharmony are inevitable in any meaningful relationship in this imperfect world. Disagreements, misunderstandings, and moments of disappointment will occur. When these fissures temporarily disrupt the feeling of safe connection, learning the sacred art of relationship repair is crucial for intimacy to be restored and even deepened. Think about your closest, most enduring friendships. Are they not often the ones where you have navigated through conflict, perhaps hurt each other unintentionally, but then found a way back to connection through honest conversation, forgiveness, and mutual understanding? A friendship that survives and grows stronger through disagreement has moved beyond superficiality into something more real, more resilient. My son experienced this even as a child. After a playground conflict and genuine apologies, his friendship with his peers became stronger than before. Repair builds resilience. The process of repairing relational ruptures can be one of the most transformative paths to building true intimacy. The perspective I offer is this: most misunderstandings or conflicts, outside of clear situations of abuse or deliberate harm, involve contributions from both parties. Perhaps one person was insensitive and the other overly reactive. Perhaps one was unclear and the other made assumptions. Therefore, repair usually involves a process of humble, respectful dialogue where both individuals are willing to look at their own part. There are exceptions, of course. When someone with a hardened heart, perhaps driven by pride or a need to control, what some might call narcissism, deliberately bullies, manipulates, or scapegoats another, the fault lies squarely with the aggressor. My heart aches when I see one of my children, perhaps conditioned by past hurts to appease others, apologize for being abused, taking blame that is not theirs. In such cases, repair may not be possible without genuine repentance from the aggressor, and the priority becomes safety and setting firm boundaries for the one being harmed. However, in the more common friction of everyday relationships, initiating repair often involves two steps. First, courageously acknowledging that a disconnect has occurred, e.g., I feel like we misunderstood each other, or I sense some distance between us. Second, modeling vulnerability by gently exploring your own possible contribution to the difficulty. This might sound like, I wonder if I came across as dismissive earlier, or perhaps I wasn't fully listening because I was tired, or I realize my reaction might have been colored by some of my own past hurts. Taking responsibility for your part, even if small, does several important things. It signals that experiencing disappointment or conflict in a relationship is normal, not catastrophic. It helps dismantle the harmful illusion, often perpetuated by the inner critic, that relationships must be perfectly smooth to be valid. It demonstrates a constructive, non-blaming way to address conflict, which over time invites the other person to feel safe enough to explore their own responsibility. This is a priceless skill you can practice in prayer with me, and then carry into all your significant relationships. Predictably, those who have learned to cope with past pain primarily through control or aggression, the fight response often find this mutual vulnerability the most challenging. Their defenses may make it very difficult to admit fault or see their contribution to a conflict. In extreme cases, hearts can become so hardened by pride and fear that genuine connection becomes almost impossible, as they cannot receive the warmth and love they crave from those they dominate through fear. This leads to a profound, though often unrecognized, intimacy starvation. My desire is always for softening and healing, but this requires a willingness from the individual. Sometimes, gently helping such individuals see the high price they pay for control, the loneliness, the lack of genuine warmth can begin to open a door, but it requires my grace and their cooperation. One of the most common reasons promising relationships wither, or why people prematurely leave supportive environments, like counseling or church fellowship, is the gradual accumulation of unspoken grievances and hurts. When individuals lack the safety or the skills to address disagreements constructively, resentment builds, connection erodes, and eventually, distance becomes insurmountable. What a tragedy this is. Learning to navigate conflict with grace, humility, and a commitment to repair is vital for relational health. Consider the journey of one dear soul, let's call him Frank, whose childhood was marked by profound emotional neglect from overworked, distant parents. He learned early to be quiet, unobtrusive, a freeze-fawn type, making himself small to survive. As an adult, this pattern repeated relationships remained superficial and short-lived, as intimacy triggered deep fears of inadequacy and abandonment. When, through seeking my help and guidance, he finally found a loving, available partner, the prospect of deeper commitment, moving in together, sent him into terrifying emotional flashbacks. He became convinced his flaws, his anxieties, his moments of sadness were unbearable, just as his mother seemed to find his childhood needs unbearable. He believed he had to be constantly cheerful and interesting to be acceptable. The old defenses kicked in: withdrawal, silence, escaping into distractions like excessive work or screen time. His inner critic relentlessly told him his partner would reject him just like his mother did. He was on the verge of fleeing, repeating the pattern of his past. But this time was different. Through prayer, reflection on my word, and the support of wise counsel, he began to understand these reactions as echoes of his past abandonment. He learned to recognize the silence and withdrawal as signs of a flashback, and he committed to using tools like reminding himself he was safe now, reaching out to me, speaking truth to the inner critic, to manage them. Crucially, with gentle encouragement, he began the terrifying work of vulnerability. He started sharing his struggles with his partner, explaining his history and his fears, practicing these conversations first in prayer and imagination. His partner, grounded in my love, responded with compassion and understanding, not rejection. This shattered the old expectation. When he eventually confessed his deepest fear, his experience of depression, it didn't push her away. It drew them closer. Her acceptance of his whole self, including his struggles and her willingness to share her own vulnerabilities in return, forged an unbreakable bond of intimacy built on mutual empathy and trust. This earned secure attachment, this learned ability to connect deeply and safely despite past wounds, is the fruit of facing fears with my help and practicing vulnerability in safe relationships. Learning to communicate your authentic feelings, even painful ones, while staying connected to me and to safe others, is key. It teaches your soul, experientially, that you are acceptable and valuable just as you are, struggles and all. As the shame connected to past trauma dissolves in the light of my love and acceptance, often mediated through loving others, the compulsion to isolate or push people away during difficult times lessens. You learn that connection can endure imperfection. A relationship with a wise, compassionate counselor or mentor can often serve as a bridge, a safe place to practice these skills and experience a corrective emotional connection, which then empowers you to build healthier attachments outside that specific setting. This is part of my healing plan, and part of this healing involves actively challenging that internalized critical voice. When I see one of my children berating themselves with the harsh, condemning words of a past abuser or neglectful parent, my heart aches, and I call them to resist. Remaining silent in the face of such self-abuse feels like complicity. My desire is to rescue you, not from taking responsibility, but from the tyranny of that destructive inner critic. This fulfills a deep, unmet childhood need, the need to have been protected, defended, told it's not your fault. When a child is abused or neglected, and no loving adult steps in to witness the wrong and validate the child's pain, the child often internalizes the blame, concluding they must be bad. Therefore, when through my spirit or my word or my messengers, I challenge the lies of your inner critic, I am actively intervening to break that cycle. I am demonstrating that you should have been protected, that the criticism was wrong, and that you now have the power in my strength to reject that internalized abuse. This awakens your dormant self-protective capacity and weakens the grip of that internalized negativity. Having even one person in childhood, a grandparent, a teacher, a kind neighbor, who acknowledged the hurt and affirmed the child's worth could have made a world of difference, preventing the critic from becoming so powerful. If you lack that, I desire to be that voice for you now, and to help you find safe people who reflect my true voice of love and acceptance. This is essential soul healing. My precious child, I call you to forgive. Understand that forgiveness is not an optional suggestion for a more pleasant life. It is a divine command, an absolute essential for your own spiritual health, freedom, and ongoing relationship with me. It is a master key that unlocks reservoirs of peace and releases you from the prison of bitterness. Forgiveness, crucially, is not about condoning the wrongdoing that wounded you. It is not pretending the hurt didn't happen or letting offenders off the hook in terms of earthly consequences or responsibility. Rather, forgiveness is the conscious, deliberate act of releasing the toxic bitterness, the burning resentment, the corrosive anger that, when held onto, primarily poisons your soul and keeps you captive to the past offense. It is choosing, by an act of your will empowered by my grace, to let go of your perceived right to punish the offender, even if only in your heart, and to move forward, entrusting justice ultimately to me. Forgiveness is rarely a feeling initially. It is a decision, a choice. Sometimes it's a choice you must make repeatedly, day after day. It is the volitional act of canceling the emotional debt you feel the offender owes you, regardless of whether they acknowledge their wrong, apologize, or deserve it in human terms. Remember, my child, forgiveness is fundamentally for your benefit. While it can sometimes open the door to reconciliation, though not always, especially if the offender remains unrepentant or unsafe, its primary purpose is your own healing, your own liberation, your own peace of mind. When you hold onto unforgiveness, clinging tightly to grievance, you are the one who suffers most. You allow bitterness to take root and spread like a cancer in your soul, choking out joy, hindering your prayers, damaging your physical health, and erecting barriers between you and me, and often between you and others. You are essentially drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. It doesn't work. Release it for your own sake. Forgiveness is often a process, not a single event, especially for deep wounds. It may not happen overnight. It usually requires significant time, earnest prayer, asking me for the willingness and the ability to forgive, and the active help and empowerment of my Holy Spirit working within you. Be patient with yourself, but be persistent in your decision to forgive. I promise you, the freedom found on the other side is profoundly worth the struggle. As you obey me in forgiving others, you will experience a release, a lightness, a spiritual and emotional freedom, and a depth of peace you may never have thought possible. You will be able to move forward in your life, unburdened by the crippling weight of past hurts, free to love and serve me more fully. And never forget the foundation of all forgiveness, my child. I have forgiven you, the staggering debt of your own sins against my perfect holiness, a debt you could never repay. I freely canceled through the sacrifice of my Son. If I, the perfectly holy and just God, have extended such infinite forgiveness to you, can you not, empowered by my Spirit, extend forgiveness to others who have wronged you? Freely you have received, freely give. My beloved, above all else I call you to love. Love is the cornerstone, the greatest commandment, the very foundation of my kingdom. It is the pure essence of my eternal character, and the driving motivation behind all my actions towards you and all creation. This love I speak of is far more than mere sentiment or fleeting emotion. It is an action, a conscious choice, a committed way of life. It is the deliberate choice to put the well-being and highest good of others before your own self-interest. It manifests as active kindness, heartfelt compassion, freely offered mercy, and patient endurance, even and especially when it feels difficult or undeserved. Remember the description of this divine love. Love is patient, enduring long with others' faults. Love is kind, actively seeking to do good. It does not envy what others have, nor does it boast about its own accomplishments or status. Love is not proud or arrogant. It does not dishonor others or behave rudely. Love is not self-seeking, always demanding its own way. It is not easily angered or provoked. Crucially, love keeps no record of wrongs suffered. It refuses to nurture grudges. Love does not delight in evil or injustice, but rejoices whenever truth prevails. Love always protects the vulnerable, always trusts, meaning it hopes for the best in others and is willing to be vulnerable. While not being naive, always hopes for redemption and restoration, always perseveres through difficulties without giving up. This, my child, is the high and holy standard of love I call you to cultivate and express. A love that is selfless, sacrificial, and unconditional, mirroring, however imperfectly, my own infinite love for you. Love me with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And flowing from that, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And who is your neighbor? Everyone you encounter. This includes loving those who are difficult, those who disagree with you, even your enemies, those who actively wish you harm or persecute you. Pray for them, seek their good. Love those who are different from you, different backgrounds, beliefs, appearances. Love everyone, without exception, just as I do. Love is the most potent, transformative force in the universe, my child. It possesses the divine power to conquer hatred, overcome evil, heal the deepest emotional and spiritual wounds. It can restore broken relationships, bridge vast divides, and bring profound peace to troubled hearts in a troubled world. Let your entire life be a living testament to the power of my love, my child. Let your words be seasoned with grace and kindness. Let your actions consistently demonstrate compassion and service. Let your very presence radiate the peace and warmth that comes from abiding in me, the source of all love. Be an ambassador of my love in every sphere of your influence. My precious child, remember that the life of following me is a journey of faith. It is not a short sprint to perfection. It is a lifelong marathon. It requires steadfast endurance, patient perseverance, and an unwavering, moment-by-moment trust in me, even when the path is unclear or challenging. Faith is not about possessing all the answers or having a life free from doubt. It is about choosing to trust me, my character, my promises, even when you do not fully understand my ways or the circumstances you face. It is about believing in the reality of my promises found in my word, even when your physical senses see no immediate evidence. It is about learning to walk by faith, trusting my guidance and provision, rather than relying solely on what you can see, figure out, or control. This journey of faith will not always be smooth or easy, my child. I never promised it would be. There will inevitably be times of questioning, seasons of doubt, moments when fear threatens to overwhelm, periods of discouragement when progress seems slow. There will be spiritual mountains to climb that require great effort, shadowed valleys to navigate where you feel alone, and fierce storms to weather that test the foundations of your trust. But hold fast to this unbreakable promise. I will never, under any circumstances, leave you nor forsake you. I am with you, intimately present every single step of the way. I am guiding you, even when you feel lost. I am protecting you, even from dangers unseen. I am providing for your deepest needs, both spiritual and material, according to my riches in glory. You can depend on me utterly. Do not be afraid to bring your honest questions to me, my child. Do not suppress your doubts or pretend they don't exist. My shoulders are broad enough, my wisdom deep enough, my love secure enough to handle all your uncertainties. Engaging honestly with your questions, seeking answers in my word and through prayer, is often how faith grows deeper and more robust. I will always lead you towards truth when you sincerely seek it. It is vital on this journey to surround yourself with fellow travelers, people of genuine faith who can walk alongside you. Find a community of believers where you can be encouraged, supported, challenged lovingly, and held accountable. These brothers and sisters in Christ can be an invaluable source of strength, perspective, and inspiration when you feel weary or stumble. We are designed for community. And always remember, my child, the journey of faith is not primarily about achieving perfection in this life. It is about making consistent progress. It is about continually growing in your intimate relationship with me, becoming progressively more like my Son, Jesus, in your character and conduct, and faithfully fulfilling the unique purpose I have designed for your life, one step at a time. Keep your spiritual eyes fixed firmly on me, the author and perfecter of your faith. Do not allow the glittering distractions or temporary anxieties of this world to pull your focus away. Do not become discouraged by the challenges you face or by your own imperfections. Trust deeply in my infinite love, my sufficient grace, and my sovereign power to see you safely through every trial and ultimately bring you home. My beloved child, I declared that I came that you might have life and have it to the full abundantly. This is my heart's desire for you, my solemn promise. This abundance is not primarily about material wealth or worldly success, though I may bless you in those ways according to my wisdom. True abundant life encompasses every area of your existence: spiritual vitality, emotional wholeness, relational richness,